Welcome to Nugget 38 with Steve Grohman. Many people believe that T-Rex was a mean carnivore. But a few nuggets back, you mentioned that T-Rex was on the ark, and you quickly mentioned about him being a vegetarian. That's complete opposites.
Well, yes, because most people get their impression of T-Rex from the movies. And it's, of course, reconfirmed and reinforced when they see some museum display. But we need to remember something. This place was very good in God's eye. Genesis 1, the creation chapter, near the end of the chapter, verse number 29, is where God's talking to Adam and Eve. And he tells them to eat plants. He tells them to be vegetarians. So why don't you read Genesis 1:29?
Genesis 1:29. And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat.
Look what he said. To you it shall be for meat, for food. Most other translations will say food right there. That's what that word meat means, is that you have vegetation for food. And the next verse says, and to every beast of the earth. Read the next verse. Listen to what it says here.
Genesis 1:30. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so.
So now everything, the beasts, the things that fly, the things that crawl around on the earth, everything vegetarian. Everything was given green herb for meat, and it was so. In the next verse, and God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was
very good.
Very good. Day 1, good. Day 2, he didn't say that. Nothing new put in there. But day 3 was good. 4 was good. 5 was good. 6 was very good. When God finished this thing up now, would it be a very good creation past about 6 or 8 minutes if it wasn't a vegetarian creation? It's not going to stay good very long, much less very good. Designed to last.
What would the evolutionists do if the T-Rex ate up all the chickens?
Well, they would have a little bit of trouble because they would have to reproduce more chickens, I guess.
I guess so.
But they could do that.
Did T-Rex ever get mean?
Well, yes. Not only T-Rex, but just about everything. Everything got on that ark. But in Genesis 6, 7, and 8 is where the flood account takes place. As far as God tells him to build the boat, he builds it, and how to build it, and all that. And the flood waters happen. Chapter 8, the flood waters recede. Chapter 9, they're getting off of the ark. The Bible says in verse 1 that God blessed Noah and his sons and said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Verse number 2 says, And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be on some of the beasts of the earth. That's not what it says. Read what it says in verse number 2. Chapter 9, verse number 2. Listen what it says.
Genesis 9:2. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered.
God says, now the fear and the dread is to everything. Beast, the fowl, the things that fly, the things that swim, everything. The fear and the dread is now instilled. And so that changed things. But also look at verse 3. Read verse 3. Look what it says here. This is fascinating.
Genesis 9:3. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you. Even as the green herb have I given you all things.
God says to Noah, just like I gave you all the green stuff, he says, now if it moves, you can eat it. And meat eating became okay. That's after the flood. A lot of times people think, well, T-Rex or lions or whatever, they got the death and the bloodshed and eating meat and killing each other for food happened after sin or after the fall or after they're out of the garden. They'll have all kinds of different takes on it. And people can believe whatever they want, but the fact of the matter is the Bible doesn't say anything about any of that stuff until they're getting off of the ark, which to me makes total sense because if it was a mean killer, fierce type of an environment already, how good a boat ride could it have been? Everything was friendly and vegetarian up until the time they got off of that ark. That is when fear and dread and meat eating came into being. So that's when things changed.
Keep watching our nuggets. And while you're at it, tell 10,000 of your closest friends about our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, hit that little bell, and tell others about our YouTube channel. Thank you.